Andrew, good morning.
Good morning,
thank
Lynn.
you very much for joining us today to do this short podcast to help introduce and launch Rail Safety Week 2023. As you know, Rail Safety Week as an initiative was set up back in 2015, had a little bit of a pause because of COVID, so we're very keen to get it really back up and running this year. So from your perspective, I know that Network Rail has supported Rail Safety Week from day one. Why is it so important to you?
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Elaine. There is nothing more important to us than the safety of what we do, because we involve, over 100,000 people in rail work, and we carry millions of people, and we carry thousands of tons of goods, some of which are very dangerous. And we do that in a context where we've been running the railway for nearly 200 years now, and it can be so easy to think we've got it sorted, but we haven't. We still make mistakes. We still have accidents. There's still so much learning to do. And I'm really passionate about learning, and learning about safety is a brilliant thing to be committed to. And that's what Rail Safety Week is about for me. It's about being committed to continuing to learn so that together we get a bit safer, we actually get a bit wiser, and we re-engage with some of the issues which actually still cause us to inflict harm on people.
I think what you've just said there is really interesting, that most of us have one aspect of what you've just described in our day-to-day work life, whether it's our own teams or it's dealing with the public as they travel on our services, or it's obviously dealing with freight. But clearly from the industry's perspective, we can all learn from all those other aspects that we don't necessarily see on a day-to-day basis. That's a really, really good point. Now, I know that you are particularly keen on the role of technology and how that can help us to improve. Could you share a few of your thoughts on that? Yeah,
well, I think technology is so important, because all too often we put lives at risk by the way we currently work. And like the biggest examples of that is, we have crack workers. And there's almost no equivalent in the world that I can think of where you actually ask people to work close to, a 1,000-ton train running 100 miles an hour. And yes, we have separation, but that whole concept of putting people, it would never happen in a factory environment, would it? And equally, we carry people. We don't just carry water or electricity or gas. Our commodity are people. And so the more we can use technology to separate that, to remove people from line side, then I believe the safer we are. And there's such brilliant technology out there. I was at Swindon last Thursday morning seeing robot dogs spot good planks in the manufacturer. It's amazing just the sort of technology that's available now. Drones, but simple things like, telemetrics in cars, infrastructure monitoring on trains, artificial intelligence, data analytics. All of them are areas which I think we've done nothing like enough yet to really harness. And we're doing some great work on that. We've got a big program called Intelligent Infrastructure, and we've won awards internationally. We're actually, we've been asked to talk to other countries about doing that now. And yet it's not part of our normal DNA. It isn't the way we think about the railway first and foremost. And for me, a technological leap is the single biggest thing we can do. Culture is really important, but we know that culture is really hard to change. And particularly in a network like the UK rail network, where it's very, very different in Derby to London to Penzance to Inverness to Carlisle, then I believe technology is one of the ways that we get consistent high levels of safety, whilst we're also dealing with those behavioural and cultural issues.
And I guess that those technology developments are something that the things that people can see which help that behaviour and culture change.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're things that people can see every day, latch onto, and it makes them think about what they're doing and how they could behave and work differently, and hopefully then come up with ideas as well that can all feed into the mix of how we can improve safety going forward.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the technology is quite simple stuff that's been inspired by people's insights and observations, and that. And that's the brilliant thing. We have a phenomenal SME community in rail that's actually got very creative people just thinking all the time about these things. and rail, Rail Safety Live is a brilliant opportunity to surface some of those ideas and some of those possibilities to encourage other people, as you say.
Brilliant. So what would you say, Andrew, just to finish us off, to companies that are thinking about getting involved in Rail Safety Week, not sure if it's for them, what would you say to them?
I would say there is no better use of your time that week, because it's a wonderful opportunity to engage in something which is at the heart of the DNA of the railway, which is world-class safety. You get to talk to people, you get to see things which are inspiring, you get to have challenging conversations, and you get, I also think, a good chance to be part of that common cause of driving world-class safety in Britain's railways, and there is nothing more important.
Thank you ever so much. And I think, from our perspective as the sort of custodian, if you like, of Rail Safety Week on behalf of the industry, it's very much about us all working together. And building safety together. Yeah. So, as you say, nothing more important than getting involved and making your contribution. Andrew, thank you ever so much for your time this morning. No doubt we will see you during Rail Safety Week, out and about, seeing what's going on the network. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you, Elaine.